They're brilliant in this valley, how they light up the sky when you have a fire at night. They were a bit disappointed that we're phasing them out.
It's the end of an era.
It's the end of an era, yeah.
For more than 125 years, farmers in northern New South Wales have been burning the sugarcane crop prior to harvest. But this season the practice has all but died out. All this wasted energy is now being harvested for electricity.
We're picking all of that energy up out there in the form of trash, putting it there and generating power.
The opening of 2 cogeneration plants fitted to New South Wales sugar mills is the beginning of a revolution for cane farmers and electricity generators.
With greenhouse emissions, there is no silver bullet. There are a lot of things that contribute to the outcome, and this is just one of them.
It's a leap of faith, isn't it, to make this sort of change?
It is, yeah, and there's still a few around that haven't leapt as yet.
10 years ago, farmers in this region started talking to Delta Electricity about ways of making extra money out of the cane crop. Instead of burning all the leftover material known as trash, why not shift it all to a power plant?
A lot of them said it couldn't be done, that the costs would blow out dramatically, the farmers' costs in harvesting and all that.
President of the New South Wales Cane Growers Association, Graham Martin, says farmers eventually decided on a scheme which meant investing in new harvesting and transport equipment. What's in it for cane farmers?
Well, once we get this infrastructure paid off, and they expect it to be 2 to 3 years, we'll get an extra return on the top of the price for our sugar.
And that's great news for an industry that has struggled with depressed global prices.
The sugar industry is always very cyclical, and at the end of the day, these type of projects are going to take the troughs away.
There were also huge challenges for Delta Electricity, which has spent $180 million attaching power generators to sugar mills at Condong and Broadwater.
There was a synergy between ourselves trying to get into the renewable energy business and the sugar mills needing to expand the mills and provide for their security going forward into the future.
Conveyor belts were constructed to shift the stockpiled material left over from sugar milling, known as bagasse, into the fires of the power station. Delta's chief executive, Jim Hannes, explains this and some waste wood will keep the 2 30 megawatt energy plants operating 24 hours a day throughout the year.
The 2 plants together will supply 60,000 households, which is quite very, very large, and save about 400,000 tonnes of CO2 per annum.
The cost of this electricity, however, is nearly double that of conventional coal-fired stations. And these projects were only made possible through the federal Mandatory Renewable Target Scheme introduced in 2001, which in effect creates a financial reward for renewable energy providers.
To make this work, they had to spend a lot of money on the mill to upgrade it. And without this extra market, the electricity market, they couldn't have done that.
Northern New South Wales cane farmers have made an investment in renewable energy partly out of necessity. It has created a new market for a troubled commodity.
This sugarcane crop is one of the most exciting crops you could have when it comes down to looking for the future and alternative income streams, alternative products.
But it's also meant radical changes to farming practices that most growers are keen to embrace.
It's just like the neighbour over the fence when he does another practice in his operation. You watch with great interest, and next year, if it's been a successful, gee, I might try that too.